It's detecting lies.
Three, two, one. Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Somi, and I am with my husband. Ooh. And Msi is back, guys. Back in front of the camera. Okay, so guys, we are back. We've been away for a while, but we're back. We're sorry for being away. Today we are actually shooting part 2 of our new series, né?
Yes.
The dating series. That's what we're gonna call it. Last time I had my sister and her best friend, 2 single ladies, and they answered in their 30s, and they answered a few questions regarding dating in their 30s. Today we've got 2 single gents. They will introduce themselves in a minute. We want to wait. Let me qualify this podcast single. Ne? They are
very important.
So they are taken, ne? But single at home affairs.
There's a point of correction.
Correction. My bad. Okay, let me do it this way.
Let them introduce themselves. And people will clarify that part in the intro.
Okay. Yeah. So over there we've got Uputsia. Uputsia, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi guys, Lucia Putina, and I'm single but gay. I'm taken.
Yes.
I'll say it like that.
Yes. Smooth. Over to you.
Oh, like you said, I'm Smooth. Born and bred in PE. I'm single and single.
Now, Smooth guys, if you come on, no Smooth.
Catch up.
Yeah.
Touch me.
Hey, I don't know about that.
Touch me, ne? And then I will.
You.
Oh, you don't know Jan.
Okay.
Yes. Cameraman just agreed.
Let me show you, please.
I think we want to hear quite a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Without much further ado, there's someone at the gate only. Without much further ado, we're gonna start with our questions. We're gonna start with an icebreaker, and since Msi has been away, I'm gonna hand over the icebreaker to him.
All right.
And then he will ask the questions in the icebreaker, and then I will lead the conversation.
Not a problem. Just to get us started, gents, and I think the first one is a thrower. Kusiya ka Politina.
All right.
Msiyan,
Yes.
describe for us, what is your ideal relationship? What does it look like? I'm not saying describe the one who you. What's the ideal relationship? Well, the one who could be your ideal one, but just describe for us.
You know what, Msi? I think for me it's simple. Loyalty and basically just being kind. That's it. Basically, that's just being kind.
Loyalty. And kindness.
Straight up.
Yes, kindness has been coming up quite a lot. Like, I think people just genuinely want kindness.
Yeah,
I think people are going through the most.
And you don't need someone mean next to you. Kindness is
But kindness like transcends even beyond in a relationship. Kindly, I'm one around you.
How they treat other people. And they don't show people flames.
So I guess we're glad we tamed. Kindness is what you need to look for.
Now Smooth.
Over to Smooth.
This one is just to ease you in, Smooth. What qualities do you value most in a potential partner? Now we already know you don't value flames. Or someone on a potential to show you flames. But what qualities? 3 Smooth, not a lot.
Honesty. Patience.
Oh yes, very important.
And I think a good sense of humor.
A good sense of humor.
I think those 3 for me.
And the sense of humor is very important.
It goes a long way.
Because we all going through stuff.
It goes a long way.
It's very important to be able to just laugh as it is in all.
And you don't have to be a comedian.
And
you don't have to be a comedian, honestly.
Especially with me, in my head, I think I'm funny, but honestly, if you've got someone who understands, they'll even at those stupid things, they'll laugh. But if you've got someone that's got zero sense of humor.
Yo, that sense of humor, we are deep.
All right, so to continue with the icebreaker, I just want to throw one more one to see.
Can we throw at both of them?
Okay.
But Sia will go first.
Sia will go first because I feel like this one affects Ongamajani and everyone
and all relationships. Yeah.
We're talking about a phone.
Okay.
Your cell phone.
Your cell phone, Sia. Is your cell phone off limits? And to add to that, do you expect the same of her? And also, depending compound the question, what if Mduwako, depending on how you answer it also, what if Mduwako were to come and say, well, my privacy, I'm telling my party phone.
Okay. No, you know what, Msi, I think it also depends the level of the relationship. You know what? Okay, I can share my passcode to my girlfriend.
Yes.
I'm fine. We at that level. It's okay. You know, for me it's like that, honestly. Otherwise,
so would you be able to accept it if she said mine is off limits?
I think I would be okay with that, as long as we have mutual agreement that okay, you know what, okay, we can do this. We must always communicate. It's always important. Just communicate. You don't have to be defensive about it.
Yes.
If you know that your girlfriend, okay, right, this is us right now. If you want to share your passcode, then it's fine. If I don't want to, then it's fine. Then we're gonna reach a common ground. Honestly,
as long as we can.
you're gonna reach a common ground. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you go again like question.
Smoke.
Phone.
Look, guys, I've got no issues now with the phone. If your person wants access, for me, if my non-existent person.
Yeah. let's base it on the previous relationship or relationships. How has that gone? Are you free to give the person your phone?
It wasn't something that we did or anything like
Yes.
that. So it's not like we were handling each other's phones. But for instance, I'd have no issue typing my password in front of my partner.
Okay.
So she'd be able to see what my password is. So I'd have no issues with that.
And if you know, she came to me and said, AM is off limits, like she was very clear.
Yeah.
Listen, my man, I've come to a stage now where there are certain things that I'll be okay with, and then
Yes.
some things that I consider extreme red flags. If someone tells me, no, you can't ever touch my phone,
Red flag.
for me that it's
Honestly.
it's a no. I'm not saying I'm gonna go snooping through. I'll probably not even touch the person's phone.
But the moment
But,
it's easy, sweep at phone now,
Don't
then it
touch
kind
my
of
phone. Because of the person that I am, it will linger in my head non-stop.
Obviously, what are we doing?
I'll never immediately. Unfortunately, I'm at an age now where I'm able to, which is something I wasn't able to do previously. Now I'm able to express myself in terms of saying things that I like and I don't like, which was a previous failure of mine with the communication, and now I know myself a bit better, so I'm able to express and communicate a little better. I'm not perfect, but I'm a little better. So the moment you tell me, no, you're never allowed to touch my phone,
Oh my God.
Okay. We share the same password.
It's the same password everywhere.
Yeah, we share the same passcode. So even women knows our passwords.
It goes.
Like seconds, but we're going nowhere.
Yeah.
You're going nowhere. I'm going
I
nowhere.
can take it.
Yeah, 2 kids.
Kid,
Nobody's going
kid.
anywhere.
Now, Nana's fag.
I am gonna start with the main questions, but guys, the questions aren't any different from the icebreaker. Honestly, it's about your views and your perspectives. But there's a question that I don't think it's gonna happen that just kind of popped in my head that I did ask the ladies previously.
Okay.
What? And I'm asking this. What is your deal breaker when it comes to a relationship? What's the one thing where you say, once the failure point,
It's over.
it's over. What's a deal breaker? it could even be like, what's your deal breaker when you meet someone?
Now, once I learn this about you,
without udibana nomuntu,
I say,
mhlawumbi umuntu uzothi bana, look, I was married before. Mhlawumbi you might find that as a deal breaker. Omunye umuntu mhlawumbi uzothi, look,
I was once imprisoned, or I was committed a crime.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what you did.
But it's not a deal breaker. But what are your deal breakers? I believe people do have deal breakers.
Yes.
Guys, these things, for me, honestly, these things chop and change.
Yeah.
According to what's happened to you at that moment and what you've heard from previous people. Like, let me give you an example. I used to have no issue with someone when they say they have a kid.
Okay.
Ne? Then you hear your friends talk about being in a relationship with someone who has a kid and the difficulties in that surround that issue in terms of your limitations with that child and then the access that the father of the child has and the access the father of the child has to your partner. So things like that, I'm not saying it's a deal breaker. It's like you don't know how you
change.
Yeah, it chops and change. But what I'm saying is you don't know what you'll decide because every person you meet is different. Maybe you meet someone who has a kid and you fall head over heels in love and you don't care that there's a child.
And maybe mhlawumbi bane boundaries. No, that
Yes.
is
Yeah, exactly. So these things chop and change.
And also
So I can't say for sure that unless if I find out that you a female hit most that was
it's true. It's becoming such a thing.
If I find out that you have violence in your blood,
Makekwe. Bayabethwa sisi and bayingozi bawuphula bayadamage
so
imoto ifactory zendlu chaphule zonke.
I'm good. So I think for me the violence part, it will never work. Never work ever.
I would say now I do agree honestly because you find yourself sometimes you probably you know what, I don't like this, but then I'll pass.
Yeah,
so you always find that, but then I think mostly I would say I think just maybe my girlfriend probably having too many guy friends, for example. Maybe when I meet someone too many guy friends, you know, you know how that is. Too many guy friends.
We struggled with this one.
I was just about to go there. Like I remember when we first started dating, I'm like, guy friend.
Side note.
Okay.
Side note.
Yeah.
Now, with that you've just raised. Before you and Somi
got together, yes.
I was friends with her for 14 years. 14 years. But look, in order a battle.
Yeah.
Well, no. Look, come see. We were friends.
Yeah,
for a long time.
For the longest of time.
We
In fact, the day that I came to your house,
we used to
remember too many guy friends. Too many guy friends.
Still listen. Listen, my point is this. How are you friends? For me, it doesn't make sense to be a friend with a married person.
Okay.
You can be an acquaintance.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not a friend, like yes. So like Somi and I were very close.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would have been possible for our closeness to continue. It's a
agree.
Yeah, it kind of says something about
immediately I was like, oh shit, it's over.
Like,
Yeah, well, so
but it's your
friend thing.
But now yes, the cool and I born at first I know we used to fight about it a lot because for me it was like, here's my friend, this one's my friend, this one's my. And then, I mean, I'm more mature now.
Yeah.
But I honestly feel like, no, it's
I think so me when it comes to when you have to compete with a friend, a male friend, that's when the problem comes in.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, now we have to compete. I think probably the color up, honestly. Yeah, well. Yeah, well.
I agree with you, Sia.
Yeah.
100%. That for me is a deal breaker.
Yeah, no, it's a no-no.
Contentious.
It's a deal
Like, a lot of people will be like, I'll be watching and I'll be like,
Oh, yeah.
I
Each
tried
to their own, guys.
Yes, the comments.
it is what it is, guys.
Each to their own. But honestly, now I agree. Shem. Male friends and female friends, there's a thin line that needs to
You can have a friend, but
yes,
too many,
yeah.
then you start
and now,
competing.
if the closeness is
closeness.
too much,
Yes. It's an issue. Sometimes.
like I know, Bing Man, someone I was talking to, I think a month or two ago, is it about, yeah, on a friend, but this friend, he's a male. Was this friend is homosexual, ne? But now my question is, would you allow your boyfriend to go change in front of another female,
Yes.
even though she's homosexual? And she was like, hell no. So I'm like, but why are you doing it? And your boyfriend is feeling uncomfortable with this. So why are you doing the same thing? No.
It's that one. It's that one.
Okay, let's move to the next question.
All right.
Are you gonna ask question number 1?
Can I get the guys in on this one? This will jump to 2.
Okay. Okay.
Umbejo or the expectation of. How has that impacted the dating game? And what are we talking about? Let's say I'm umbejo in the 30s.
Wait, are you looking for figures now?
You are.
I'm just looking for expectations. Like, I'm like,
Not figures, not figures.
What is umbejo?
As you know, weekend away every now and then. That was us. And the weekend away every now and then was every 3 months or so, special occasion. Right now, guys, in the 30s.
What is umbejo?
What are you going?
What is it looking like umbejo? I think also umbejo will look different for people in different places. Like if you're a couple that's looking to build together.
Yeah.
Let us explain. Let us here explain. Who's getting us started?
Who is getting us started?
Look, guys, it's a touchy.
I
think just the word colon nowadays. Yeah.
Look, let me give you an example of my previous relationship. Obviously, I'll talk about that. I think I was the one that primarily did the getaways, and I was for instance every now and then I was smart because I put away money because I know in 3 months time we can go away, so I put away a little bit of money, but fortunately I wasn't under pressure by so that's why she was an amazing person. I wasn't under pressure mama kupe mali or anything like that. Obviously I do the hair, nails now and then, and as much as I could, when I get paid I give her money. I'll be like, this is money for going out for the month. You see, so because I know if the money stays with me it's gonna be gone. So I do things like that. So it's sensitive, guys. It's a touchy subject, like now. But I don't want to speak on this because it opens up something completely different.
Okay.
I still want to
like next year I'll be in a certain position in my life, for instance, in terms of, let's talk finances. Like every time I watch like the jonga we buy cars and I'll be like, baby, my mom I'm 10 getting me a Cooper.
Take notes.
So things in that way or anything, for me, I don't want to be in a position where my partner feels obligated. I feel obligated
to give money every month.
Yes.
But
So,
allowance.
Yes. I was just about to go there.
Allow her to do what?
The other way is just to be nice for you. I mean, for winner.
But honestly, so I think it depends on the relationship. Honestly, if you know your person, but right now we have plans. We have plans. Then but you know what? Okay, fine, nails. Go to your nails. Okay, perfect. And then we also need to discuss the finances. Honestly, so we need to be mature. We need to be mature enough.
I think
we need to be mature enough.
Problematic. Where's the relationships? Like, you know,
Yes.
if you're like building towards a future, I think, and yes, but I think as the expectations about because you really understand that so I'm not expecting him now to, you know, like I can't expect you to
take guy, I think let's be open about it. You know, okay, right? Balance a bit. I talk about this thing.
Is it easy being open about that in the dating world? Okay? Is it easy to say, look, is it something that you're gonna try and keep up until one by
That is why I keep telling myself on my next relationship, whenever that will be, I need to have an understanding of what this person expects from me. If they expect me to give her 3,000 rand a month, immediately I'll be like, then I know, okay, no, we're good. Let me just go my way, you go your way. You'll find someone that will give you 2,000 rand a month.
Forward about it. Just be forward about it. Be honest, you know what you want.
Obviously, if it's still in the early stages, obviously you're liking this person, you're feeling this person. If the conversation has to come up, but tell me what are your expectations for this relationship? And if it's something that you don't like or you're not comfortable, you absolutely have to raise it. And you have to tell them, look, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this, and I don't think it's gonna work. So you do you, I do me.
I think also let's move that expectations, but I think also from a girl's perspective, girls would be like, no, like but I wouldn't know how to answer that question, you know, because but but as the month goes, they add on costs.
So that will remind you. You remember what you said, and you said, I'll be like, it's not what we talked about time. Guys, I want back like
hello. Where's go? Like I don't know if this.
Can I tell you guys the most shocking bit? What I've discovered, guys. Now that I'm single, and I don't have a kid also,
guys, advert.
Holding this up. I feel that I'm better off in terms of finances. Now, let me say this. My previous partner was never a burden on my finances or anything like that. It's just that you did have certain things that you'd have to and here's the bomb part is we went our separate ways 5 months before I asked her to marry me, and we broke up. So I had money on me, and as soon as I was like, oh, okay, like a few days later I went and I cleared a bunch of debt.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I cleared okay. I knew ring finger sizes, guys. I was like, what is R? I'm like, R. I didn't know it was alphabets. I didn't know it was alphabets. I was like, oh, medium, large. It was R. It's a funniest thing. I hope she doesn't see this, by the way.
She probably
Too late.
I think this
She
video
was
is
an
gonna.
amazing person. She still is, I'm sure.
Yeah.
An amazing person, but things don't work out.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe it did click. Maybe it didn't click with her. We were at a shopping center. I was like, let's go to that shop and see if they've got rings there. Yeah, just for she. That's how I got the size thing. I was like, whoa, size. Because I was getting ready. Guys. I was getting ready, but it never happened.
When I had my list move,
Who am I? I took myself to Cape Town for a weekend.
Oh man!
And one man, I was hiking Lion's Head. Guys, just
clearing your head.
Yeah, it was a trip I had planned to take her with. But she wasn't there, so.
Oh.
It happens.
Honestly, it happens. It happens.
Life, guys.
Okay, so here's my question, James. What do you find most challenging about dating in today's world? What's the biggest challenge in the dating space nowadays?
I think just to touch on what we just spoke about, I think it's finances. Honestly, finances. I think it's the biggest challenge, to be honest, because we do not know how to communicate finances. Because we need to be honest. Okay, I have this budget. If we're serious, we know where we're going. I have this budget, and then this is where I'm going. Probably I have these debts. You know my credit score. Let's be open about credit scores.
Yeah, let's be open.
Let's be open about that.
Exactly. Things you should be talking
Unless
about.
you just want to play a dating game, then you don't have to disclose that. It's a different case. It's honestly.
But in our 30s, I think in our 30s we kind of want to build.
Exactly.
I mean, we're still playing in the 30s.
Yeah, I think it's a build.
Because I remember even with us, I got us on a joint budget, like very early days. Because I needed you to see the finances. I needed us to be transparent.
I like it though.
I didn't like it. I forced
It's
you
not nice to see the real picture. But in reality, when you see the numbers, it becomes real. So, what's the biggest challenge? Would you also say in dating, it's finances?
Finances and peer pressure from peers.
Really?
I think
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because that was going to be one of the questions.
I think people care too much on what their friends are doing. And it's an absolute downfall. For so many people. It's an absolute. You'll be surprised how many guys I speak to. They'll be like, you know what, I realize, well, I don't have to get this. Because it's gonna hold me back if I do this. And but so guys, like, it ties in with Lindo finances. So many people are living a fake life. So many people are living a fake life, guys, and money. Money is no joke.
It's no joke. It's no joke.
People are struggling.
It's no joke, guys.
People are
struggling. Imagine if like I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, talking about someone who he reversed his bond for the third time. But it appears that everything is okay. So
up until that day when the man comes knocking.
It's things like that, guys. So it's social standings and finances, which sometimes
they go together. But hey guys, the peer pressure and all that
we all want to live the life. We all want to live the life.
That's why I'm so grateful that I'm so absolutely boring.
Yeah, I think being boring does help. Being boring does help. Being boring does help. Being boring does help. I don't see the point. I don't see a point.
Masienda unechini kakujula vandu
I want to agree with you. Did you want to take the next one?
Yeah. So I'm asking the next one. Polygamy.
Polygamy.
That has been a buzzword. I mean, even on media, social
Yeah.
media for the past few years, and it still is. Now, throwing at you, Sia,
Yeah.
what's your take on it? What are your views on polygamy? Because other people actually are saying polygamy could actually be one of those things as good for relationships, because men now no longer have to
Lie and cheat, sneak.
and yeah.
Honestly, I don't think it's a solution. Honestly, it's not a solution.
Thank you.
However, I am not against people who believe in polygamy.
Yes.
However, for myself, honestly, it's not my thing.
Ne?
It's not my thing, honestly.
Smooth? Is it a solution to anything? Is it something you'd ever consider?
Personally, it doesn't work for me. Look, guys, dealing with one woman
You.
already is
You.
enough.
I was
Say that again.
just about to
I don't know how you
And yo, should be 10 times. I go
Yeah,
you are.
because the
How
competition
is-
jelly
Yes,
time.
about to go there.
I don't know how guys that have more than one wife or partner do it, but it doesn't work for me, like,
Yeah.
because I don't see how you can make la connection twice.
Or 3
Yes,
times.
yeah, or 2
Oh,
or 3
4
times.
times, 5 times.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So personally, it's a
It's a
no
no-no.
for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And knowing all sis bethu ba bakwaXhosa,
Yes.
I.
yes,
Try and thetha ngayo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thetha ngayo. React kaloku just
Accommodated.
just pretend I just brought it up.
yeah,
What? Polygamy.
ngifumana umyeni wesibili.
You don't learn. You don't learn.
Like really, like you're just creating competition and so phila wena phakathi
Unnecessary
kwakho
competition that will
because lo uzofuna ukutsala ngapha omnye ufuna ukutsala ngapha. Oh goodness gracious, no,
So you
it's
just
just not worth it.
I know sebenza.
My next question is to both of you guys. Sbu, now you just told us that you were thinking of taking the next steps. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking in this relationship you
Yeah.
want to take it to the next level.
Yeah, basically.
So my question now is about marriage. Ne? In marriage there are vows such as in sickness and in health. How important is this vow, particularly sickness and in health? Would you?
unpack it a bit.
Yeah. Uqala buphele phi in standing by your person during sickness? And are men capable of standing by their person during sickness?
I was just about to add to it just before I get to see that there's a notion from women that as women we would probably be able to do it, but we're not sure men.
Yeah.
I also do think that as
We're not
women,
sure as men could do in sickness.
yeah, I think as yeah, when it comes to sickness, a lot of times they pick up and they leave.
Is it a fact now? Honestly.
We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen from Dala that
Yeah.
men pack up and they leave. They're just not built for it. They leave.
I think now
If they don't physically leave, they uncheck mentally. They're not in that relationship anymore.
So basically the question is that a fair generalization?
Yeah,
I'm not generalizing to onke.
Yes.
But when you compare the two genders.
Okay.
Still generalization.
but from this sample, so
No, but guys, don't be so technical. Like, I'm talking about things that we've seen in our own community.
Yeah.
Yes.
Umama phaka sele
That-
ele cancer,
Yeah,
and
but
then soon one
I'm
of
with you
those
that
end
make
there.
us form an opinion about the general population of men. So is it a fair generalization, see?
Generalization, honestly, because it used to be like that. Honestly, it used to be like that. Because I think nowadays, my age group, I know my age group, and we a bit sensitive to different things, and we know what we need to do. Actually, we can even take care of our own kids for that matter. So I think we can actually do it. Yeah. It's quite different now. It's quite different.
When I see,
Yeah.
this is something that you say when you will be able, no matter what.
Decon. Straight up decon.
Count me in.
Small.
absolutely.
Yeah, honestly,
no, without a doubt. Like I don't know about well, obviously I can't speak for all men, but
Yeah.
it's like for myself personally. If it's your person, it's your person.
Mm.
The one thing I don't know, when females, if females realize this, what if a guy says we have time and he genuinely means it? For me, ayo realization emnandi in terms of, because I'll be like, shut yeah, because now you realize, wow, your only decision now going forward, this person needs to be in the back of my head. And you realize, like, if I say partner, that means I'm willing to run through a wall for that person. Yeah, but like I don't like violence, but my figure partner ilila ijonge pants divorce what happened. All she has to do is this. Pay the part. Yeah. So, and I'm not even a violent person. So in the in sickness and health, I'm there 110%. Because being in love with someone for me is a great experience, but it's not a fun experience.
That's true.
Because
you get attached.
Yes.
You are in. You are within. You are in there.
Honestly.
What you just said takes me back to the early days of us dating. I remember how you wouldn't get it when you don't pick up your phone. I mean, as a guy, when you fall in love, even the person's safety becomes that important in your life. And she'd say, no, I'm going to Unique to go visit my cousins. You know, you call, she doesn't pick up, you call, she doesn't pick up. You know, thoughts start compounding in your head. Like, is she safe where she's at? Where's her phone? Why is she not answering? And eventually when she answers, she's so pleasant, saying, hi babe, no, I left my phone. Did she eat it? And when you were ready to get in that car, go search Unique for her.
And if you're from that position, that banner, you can't do anything for your person.
Yes.
And as we avoid at all times.
I know love does that to my child.
No.
So in sickness and in health, definitely count us in.
I think I've got the right type of guns in this lounge. Tick, 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 tick. Daddy, over to you.
Okay, is this my one?
Yes.
Now, okay, this is another one that's starting to become a thing now. I actually never thought that women would get to this point or would be here as educated and woke as women are nowadays. Being housewives.
Oh. Okay.
Now, some women want to be housewives. Would you want a housewife and why? And if not, why not?
Okay.
If you see no figure, well, different by a housewife, you see.
I don't think I have a problem with that. I don't have a problem because honestly, you can just see this is your person. You love this person, and we are kind of okay. This is what I want.
Yes.
And now I don't think I have a problem. I can do everything financially, obviously.
Yes.
And then obviously she can cover everything else. That's a partnership. Honestly, it's still a partnership too.
So when you take care of the finances, she takes care of home.
Not necessarily. Honestly, it doesn't mean that it's a but however, I know when it comes to that, financially, I need to take care of the finances.
Yes.
But it doesn't limit me no responsibility.
I get you. Yo. Buddha.
No, listen, guys. Listen. Also, touchy subject. But if finances allow it, yes, I have no issue with it. When I say when finances allow it, you need to remember, guys. But like I'll sit and calculate what different farmers. I'm trying to learn a farm. So when I look and I'll be like, okay, the farm costs a certain amount, and then I'll factor in 2 kids, 2 cars, and things like that. You sit and you look and you'll be like, 70K isn't enough for this. And then here you are with 70,000 rand, and then your wife tells you she doesn't want to work anymore. She wants to be at home. Which it won't work. Financially. But if finances allow you guys to be able to to do that. I'd have no issue at all now. But okay, no. I also can afford it. No, relax. Do your thing. I'll cleaning. I'll bring home the bacon.
Yeah.
You know? And don't worry, I don't know. I love washing dishes for some reason.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing.
Yes,
But
that is.
I can think when I'm washing dishes. Yeah,
Maybe it's some form of therapy.
It's the strangest
It
thing.
is.
So I'll
It is.
help with dishes, guys. Dishes and,
That's fair enough.
and
Guys.
frying.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Fam, Smooth is available, loves washing dishes,
Sana.
Fully farm.
Sana.
and there's that Mini Cooper fund there sitting somewhere there. Mini Cooper fund is there.
Availability BT. Guys.
Hey, but
Yeah,
the housewife
Talking about it.
dream, okanye the housewife
What are your
desire for. I mean, I think
You were
I
once there,
was once a housewife,
and then you
and
left.
then I left the housewife industry, and then I went back into work. I think for Rimna, and then they push a lot by a housewife, my kids. If I could watch my kids and not have other people watch my kids, I would
You definitely
leave
do.
work.
So you are there.
I'm there.
You
If
want to be a housewife?
for my kids, yes,
Okay.
any day.
News to me. But
But is it news? I mean, I didn't want to go back and go through all because my maternity leave was coming to an end. I was like, I don't want to go back because then
excuse me, but I thought it was just anxiety of leaving your kid with someone else.
well, that's exactly it.
So
It's
someone
leaving
wants
your
to be
kids
a
with someone
housewife?
else.
There's a notion that I've heard from Abanye Majani. I remember having this conversation informally with a whole bunch of guys who go.
The guys felt very strongly about I don't want someone who's silently. I check in the program. Yeah, I get into plan and like
So for now, on a program,
they need to be occupied so that I don't become their
But if you talk about it, man.
thinking,
Yeah, when let's move.
backward thinking, I call it like for me. Look, that's why I've always said, if I was to go Irutenja, that's why I want to be in a position where I'm successful enough to be like, Mama, Nancy business, just take care of this thing. But was our sense. But this is yours, this is your thing. Malia, Gayako, and the party and the teeny. Just sort this thing out. And then you'll pull up. I've always had that thing.
I think
in my
that's
head.
a dream for most
Yeah.
women.
Yeah,
well, let me
so-
not speak for most women. I think that's a dream for women that want to go into the housewife industry.
And you remember Natu once when we spoke about it, it was around you consulting while at home.
Yeah, if I could open my own thing at home and work from home and have my kids, I'm done. I'm happy. I'm sorted. I think the next question is mine.
Yes.
I had this question. Okay, what do you think your role is in a marriage as a man?
I don't think they've touched on it, but yeah, marriage as a man.
What's your role?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I think nowadays, man, honestly, because I think there's a guy we sometimes there's blender sometimes the rules.
The roles are
They
not
are
gender
blender sometimes.
defined roles.
And for me, I can allow it. I can allow it. I do not have a problem. Sometimes my role is this, but sometimes my role is that. It does not matter. It should not matter because we're forming a partnership, honestly. Yeah. Well.
So I'm
So
not doing it. Mnanza dilap wena upha.
But again, naturally, I would say naturally a protector.
Okay.
Honestly, Leo into adikwazi nabo inceda, it just comes out.
Akwazi outside
Adikwazi inceda. Adikwazi inceda. Yabo.
also I feel like roles chop and change.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, Linda, you're my protector. Obviously,
Yeah.
we'll go to the gentleman generally.
Yeah.
Provider as well?
Provider. If finances allow, like for me, like I keep saying,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I actually
if
like
finances
the qualification.
allow me to take on 90% or 100% of I promise you, if I've got enough money, I don't mind taking care of everything in the house. And andizombuza ngemali yakhe, if that's her thing. But it'll be sad to be in a house where I'm carrying the house in terms of finances and got this person that you call your wife that will not take part in any shape or form in terms of finances. For me, I think that wouldn't work. At least do katemumbane or something.
I think a partnership.
Open and being realistic.
Look,
if she's gonna do her own thing and not be bothered about livelihood.
Yes, keep in mind, guys, I don't take for granted in the absolutely. But I'm saying there's this thing that we're trying to build here, and it doesn't work if we're not pushing at the same time.
Exactly.
So,
and that I've noticed, like, because knows the rules, you know that, okay, before you guys even decide, you know your advantage, you know I'm good at this, my wife is good, or my partner is good at this. Sometimes it might even get to the point that she has to work, for example. And she's in good position to get a good job, proper paying job, for example. I can be fine, but I can take more of responsibilities. That's okay.
Yes.
Now we're talking about finances.
Yes.
For now, I'm not ready, honestly.
Guys, you've got a progressive man.
Really pleasure.
My next question comes from is answers, but not directly, but indirectly. Someone had asked me to ask this question.
Okay.
It is another question, man. No, it's not about that. They were actually asking from a point of view, when you start dating, what are, because my friend says, okay, it's hard to date. Now I'm not talking about someone who's in a relationship. What is it that you guys, or your men, generally, what are the zinto nezinto ezinenza ningabuyeli to the next date? Andibeke ngolo hlobo. What disqualifies umntu xa nisadate? Kaza talking stages, nisancokola, you go out on a date, and then pity xa umtextela, hey bayablutika. Zinto nezinto that kind of sort of disqualify this person. How was that early stages of dating?
I think, man, you just need to know what you want, man. You just need to know what you want, because we cannot be roaming around. You know exactly what you want, just say it.
If when you no girl.
Yes.
Nathetha ke kwaThaba, okay, let's meet up for a date. Naya ku date, nahlala etafuleni natya.
Now, when you're referring to say, I must say hypothetically.
Hypothetically, because she has taken, guys, she has taken, xolo ningabethi singumedem kaSiya, she has taken. Nahlala phansi natya Siya and then ugirl yena goes home thinking, hey! When on the other hand, you think, because my friend says, hey, I don't know how many talking stages I've been through.
Nana, can I just rephrase the question you just asked? What makes men not responsive or not communicate that is making me not come back?
Like yes. What's that talking stages?
So your friend wants
inenza.
Ghost.
Yes. Why do men ghost?
Why do men? There we go.
I think took me forever. Why do men ghost?
And not just say, look, I hear you.
It's too big of an issue in terms of to pinpoint to a certain thing, because we are one there's this one thing you don't like about this person. Obviously, it's from person to person. I can't speak to you about your friend because I don't know her. I haven't sat down.
But it must move. Indoni libangela amadoda ke ukune. Masithi uyibonile le nto ungayithanda yini. Andithanda inyawo zakhe ezinkulu. I can't deal with women with big feet. Fine. I was thanda inyawo zakhe. But what makes amadoda ke akughost, akblutike, akasathethi, thena ngachongo. Like why do men ghost? Because generally men ghost.
If unothanda ghost mna. We avoid the confrontation and I don't know how to tell you, but
Oh my God.
I don't know what you. Maybe you're a sweet person. You respond like that, or whatever the case. I can't tell you, but look, dude.
I don't think it's deep, man. I think just look at. I don't think females must take it
But it
seriously.
hurts the confidence, yabantu, guys.
No, I don't think
it does so much damage because you think to yourself, "Ooh, I'm so excited after that date," and then kanti you honestly start to. You go into your mind, you start thinking, did I say something? Is it something I said? Is it something I wore? Is it my breath? What is it that I did? Yeah, so
Maybe they chew their mouth open.
let them know.
But that's forgivable.
She needs to go on an experimental date.
Yeah.
A person will tell her exactly. But
Alright, guys, why can't guys just say it? Why do you guys post?
So you go post.
Me versus the guy
You are.
Me versus the guy who ghosted me after he did.
This is me versus the guy that said Nenya is good.
Hey guys, and yeah, okay, kunzima kwa dating. I think maybe let's do one more question.
One more.
Yeah.
And that's me, ne? I actually heard it somewhere. Yes. I want to talk about commitment and relationship phase. You are in one.
Yeah.
How do you define commitment in a relationship? And I want to bring in a concept that seems to be gaining popularity nowadays, and that of openness.
Yeah.
Open relationship.
Your open relationship.
Open relationship.
What is
Your.
Hey, guys.
Why are we talking about relationship and then there's open relationship?
Peanut butter is open.
Kuba relationship was no, we committed to each other, but we also open to deal with other people.
That's contradicting a man.
What's your take on that?
No, that's contradicting, honestly, because now you're saying in fact, you're committing. If you're committing, you just need to stick to this person. Whatever happens, you need to stick to this person. Yeah, commitment, honestly.
Now, I actually want to make an example. I know for a fact that your partner is out of town.
Yeah.
And if your partner were to say, look, Sia, do you understand that you're out of town and we're not going to get to see each other on a daily? I'm giving you a whole pass. You can do what you need to do that side so that, you're not frustrated by the fact that you're not good. People do that.
I know.
That's the other openness I'm talking about. The one that is even allowed by one partner to say, do what you need to do.
Okay, let's go back to commitment, because you know what? Okay, in a relationship, I know my girlfriend is far, there has lonely.
Yes.
I need to be committed enough that, but okay, I'm just gonna wait for my girlfriend. Yeah. Be committed to that process, man. I'm lean, that's it.
Progressive. We have got good men.
Yes. It happens quite a lot where people have these arrangements.
Yeah.
Arrangement is the word.
Yeah.
We're not against it, but okay.
We are not against it.
We're not against
But
it. I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
I think the moment London
Already.
Because now you're thinking,
Some insecurities.
Yeah.
There's no need for that, honestly, man. There's no need for that.
It raises questions and has the potential to taint the relationship.
Yeah.
I think take commitment out of it. The concept of commitment.
The moment that
Even
is
married
brought,
people do it. Married people that are married, they vowed, they are committed to one another, but because of logistics or whatever, arrangements, okay. As long as
commitment in a relationship, I fear
they happen. But I am behind your back.
So yeah, we still continue with the openness, the arrangements. So we're saying it's a no-no.
It's a no-no.
Nah, complicated, honestly.
I think
It's not a fake game. It will never be a fake game.
it brings in the potential to lose your relationship. It brings in disease.
Health problems.
Trust is gone.
Trust is gone. Because I know that
There's no trust, there's paranoia. And when there's paranoia,
And with humans, you cannot avoid that. You can never be fully open to that idea. No, it's
And that's why I'm talking so much because
So
Victor
you have
edges.
to control your edges.
Yes, please.
So
All right,
who's
and
asking
then I think I'm
next?
gonna ask the last question, and this one.
Ask her, baby.
This one is quite easy, gents. What are your thoughts on shared values? Do you think it's important for you guys to have the same interests in a relationship, or can you to share the same values in a relationship?
Yeah.
Listen, guys.
Yeah.
Umzekelo ngizabenza umzekelo ngami. Mna ndiyazazi I am an individual probably like no other. It goes to London City. I'm extremely boring. You can't have the exact same. It's always nice to share this and that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's almost impossible to share absolutely everything. Like for me, the number one factor which I find is that I don't drink, but the partner will drink.
Yeah.
That would,
And you're
So-
comfortable with that?
I don't have an issue with it. Yeah, one. But for me, I will never, which was also a contentious thing in my previous relationship, was I will never suggest, well, let's go out, because I don't know those places. Ne? But I won't be against it if you say, Masi. Yes. Now I'll never suggest it because andizazi. Yeah, but at least we can't about Masi. You guys we won't always be the same people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in terms of values,
Yeah,
it's very important to have values that are aligned. Yeah, well, so that you people as a couple also have something to work towards. Yeah, well, otherwise if I don't see how it will work if your values are completely
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
The opposite.
nokukhulisa abantwana mhlawumbe
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very difficult
Yeah.
if you guys have different values.
Imagine if I say I'm gonna beat this boy's neck and you
And
say
then-
And I
Yeah.
think that it's abuse and they were
Imagine
done.
if they- oh guys, oh you should see what my mom did to me.
See, yeah. What are your thoughts? Interests, sharing
I
the
think
same
now
interests, sharing the same values.
Also like lande yobana I think right now ikhona lando you know that bana okay umna mhlambi ekhaya ndizawuba wekhaya and then my partner yena into ano ndizoyile but right ezazinto zinjeyana uyabona
View it as black
Yeah.
text versus uko ekhaya.
Imagine someone telling me I can't give mama me money.
Yo, I told you.
ezazinto zinjeyana
Yabona
Those are
then
quite
it's
difficult. Those are quite difficult.
It's another
Yeah,
can of words that you're opening now.
How do you
Guys,
I think we need to be honest.
Relationship yeah expired.
whoa. So wait. I want to say you touched on something now.
Yeah.
You touched on something because as the makaya
Yes.
and we might not see things the same way. We don't have the same traumas and. You meet someone, you like this person, and you guys want to build together, but the way that they were raised is that you do you.
Yeah.
Very individualistic.
Where now the way you were raised is you take care of home.
Take care of your own.
Hey, and then
Clash. The total
when
clash.
you
But honestly, you can reach a point by now. Okay, you know what? There's the corners that you guys cannot do. Just meet each other after. But
Yeah.
it cannot be difficult all the time. But now, okay, if I understand, then I'm gonna do me.
Yeah.
As long
There's a point that you know what? Okay, I'm taking care of home. Then at least you will know. And then we can talk about Mandis out in kaya.
yeah
Be involved.
yeah.
Involve your partner. I'm okay,
But
so
not
out
to
in
totally
kaya.
say,
Not to totally
That's
say,
what I'm saying, you need a
Yeah.
partner that's going to be able to see
Yeah.
or listen to your side. Yeah, well, you can't have someone who uba ute aichi.
Yeah, well,
Like
No.
guys,
it's a partnership.
I'm extremely stubborn, but I have no issue listening to a different view
Yeah.
or admitting that I'm wrong or saying sorry. Yeah, well, so that's why I'm saying you have to have someone that's gonna be like, oh, okay, no, I see what you mean. Yeah. So if I say, oh, I don't like what's happening at home, I want to fix this and that, and you say, no, we don't have money or to do this and this, and if I say, okay, if I cut down here a little bit, I think I can manage in a few months to do this thing. Then the partner will be like, oh, okay, no, it makes sense. But
Oh no, just say no. Just say no, man. No, come on.
I forbid.
Honestly.
Yeah, but hey, there's some because these are real issues. Yeah, these are real issues. Mhlambi nangoku sikhe nje teaspoon, but people might have had experiences
real experiences
ezithi yabona ngoku this is my deal breaker and easy, like when it comes to abantu balomyeni diphela apha because of maybe past traumas
zakhe mina ndisifundisile mina ngazithi abantu basekhaya bangenzela nto, so I'm not doing anything for home.
Imagine being asked by unkosikazi wakho uthanda abani more okanye mamakho.
It can't be a question.
Those questions do pop up, guys. Those questions do genuinely pop up. And when we back on the way that question gets asked is ulala nabani.
You are.
Ingadi love yaphela apha.
And now it's telling a family. Now why do I have to choose? Why do I have to choose?
Yeah, but it gets real, guys. It gets real. Guys, I think we're gonna end it there.
It gets real sometimes in it. You're in a marriage, 3 kids.
It doesn't get real, but in the middle.
Hence the importance of aligning your values, Suka. Knowing the person that you're dating, knowing the person that you're planning a life with.
But the problem is these guys or girls can hide, like you're in a relationship
for years.
Umchate umfana uyabetha all of a sudden. Yabona umchate ugeli boom ufuni 5,000 a month or whatever the case is. Now you're in it. Yabona, so
half past 8.
I think what I guess book learning to tie red flags yaziveza man.
Yeah.
Bakhona lanti man sithi
This is so nowadays. Yo.
Somi,
you'll be very surprised with this.
Somi,
really, guys?
awumthanda umuntu awuyiboni uyijongile elihlobo
uthi friends bangaqalela
hayi why don't like this
uyijongile red flag uqonda nah
ayiyo
uthi xa iseyipheli uqonda
the red flags were there. The red flags were there.
Now quickly, I know you wanted to wrap it up. Can I just ask the guys? The guys are in their 30s. What advice would you give to someone that's in their 20s? Headed in their 30s about the dating game?
Okay, I'll say for me, the dating game is complicated. Don't overcomplicate it. Just be honest, honestly.
Wow.
Open communication.
Perfectly said.
Presmuda?
Express your feelings.
And you're talking to men.
And then,
very important.
Look, I till this day, I still find it difficult to like look how big I am. Imagine me talking about my feelings, but get we partner yako because
you should be able to be vulnerable.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Partner yako is the one person that will see a side that no one else gets to see. So at least allow yourself to be able to do that for your person. You acting tough. But honestly, this is the shocking part for me. Is I think I'd say to a gent, give yourself as much time as you need before going into a relationship. Get yourself together first. I think for me, if you understand yourself, I think that's where you'll become the best partner for someone else.
Because
and
also be very clear on what you want.
And be smart with your
And I think that's what I've picked up also in watching, like I watch a lot of YouTube. So in watching YouTube and also watching like some of these videos that go viral, whether it be a female that did something wild and crazy, or kanye ntoni, but when I read some of the comments, like I'm starting to see like men saying that's why I'm single, because I first need to understand myself, and now that I know what it is that I want, I'd rather stay single longer than just jump into a relationship. I think men generally okanye abanye, they take time to actually know themselves, and then when they know what they want, they don't jump into the next relationship. They take time, and they don't mind being single. Dala yayihlekisa into yokubana
when your sister or your mom start hinting about
I'm sure.
Last year my mom was going through it. Every chance she'd get, I would tell her, I'm like, what kids? What kids? So yeah, guys, like I'm at the stage where now I feel like a relationship is not something I need because I'm trying to sort myself out. Like besides anyway, like I'm always busy most of the time. Like if you would see my everyday look, no girl would take me seriously. So I'm safe. I'm safe. So I'll do the single thing for as long as I can.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
All right. So, ladies, be patient with Smooth. The Mini Cooper Fund is still going to be there.
Yes.
Yeah, you Mini Cooper Fund. Yeah. Range Rover Fund very soon. Yes, it's time to some.
Let's wrap this up. Thanks so much for watching. Please comment down below your perspective on relationship if you're a gent. If not, ladies, I hope you learned a few things from the gents. We really enjoyed shooting this video. It's longer than we expected, but it was great.
Way longer than expected.
Our battery is flashing. I want to cut this. If you want a part 2 and you want the guys to come back, please comment down below with some questions you'd like us to ask the guys. Remember, Uputsia is taken. Uspo is single, but he wants to remain single.
And also, Mini Cooper Fund. But guys, I need to add. Watch the ads. Somi wants a second car. So
guys, please watch the ads, share this video, and we are so happy, guys, to be back, and we'll see you guys in the next upload. Thank you, Putsia. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Daddy. And thank you to myself. And it's a wrap, guys. Somi Lona, Msi Lona, and we're signing out.